guys, I'm Ellie and welcome back to my channel. Today is Tag Tuesday, so I'm doing a tag for you guys. Today's tag is lots of fun because it is the out of your comfort zone book tag. This tag was created by Emma Books and I'm sure she needs absolutely no introduction. You've probably heard of her. She's kind of amazing, kind of a big deal. And she was inspired by me. What? Right? To do this tag, basically this is to talk about books and titles that are out of your comfort zone. I'm going to leave a link to her video down below so you guys can go and check that out, see the original amazingness. Hey, the rule that I'm making, it's supposed to be like one rule and you're supposed to pick one genre that you're not going to talk about, but I'm actually going to kind of cheat a little bit and make this even harder for myself. And basically I'm not going to be mentioning any YA contemporary fantasy or adult mystery, which are the main things that I read. I hate myself apparently. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into the tag. Question number one is a book that is an exception when it comes to genres or elements in books that you don't typically like. For this one I'm actually going with Sleeping Giants. This is adult, it is sci-fi, it is futuristic, and it is political, which are things that I don't care for normally ever at all. But for some reason it really worked for this. So Sleeping Giants is about this like metal gigantic part that is found and these scientists come together and they're trying to figure out how it works, and it follows this group of scientists as they are working on the sleeping giant is what they call it, and basically different parts of this have been found like all over the world and they're putting it together and they're trying to figure out how it works, and it also follows the relationships between them and their friendships and other things going on and the tensions and stuff, but it also follows what this means for the world, what it means politically, what it means for war, and what they can do with the sleeping giant. This is part of a trilogy, I do believe. I've only read the first one, but I did really enjoy it and thought it was pretty fun and something that I wouldn't normally pick up. Number two is a book you enjoyed from a genre you previously held some stigma about. I think this kind of goes without saying that erotic fiction has like a rep. It has some bad stipulations around it. It's not that great literature. It's poorly done. It is bad writing, like things like that. But honestly, your girl really enjoyed Beautiful Bastard. What a great freaking book. I could not put it down. I read it from page 1 to page whatever in one sitting. I thought it was so entertaining. It's very steamy, which is fine because, you know, your girl likes some sexual stuff. What's wrong with that? I don't know why erotic gets all this crap. Like, girls are allowed to have like sex, you're allowed to like it. But I just really enjoyed this. This is about like a woman who has this boss and they call him the Beautiful Bastard because he's such an asshole, but he's very attractive, and basically he thinks that she like wants to have this like sexual relation with him, and things just escalate from there. Like they are doing it by page like 3, which is fine. Escalates very quickly and it's very fun. So number 3 is a book you didn't know was actually out of your comfort zone until you started reading it. For this, I am going with Rebel Queen. This is historical fiction and I do tend to like historical fiction. However, I only focus on World War II historical fiction. That tends to be my go-to. I rarely ever read anything outside of World War II historical fiction, and this was just so good. For some reason, I was thinking it was going to be like more fantasy-esque when I picked it up, just because like the Rebel Queen kind of screams like a fantasy title to me. But this takes place in, I believe, India. I can't really, it's like before India was India. Basically this starts out and it talks about how poorly women are treated in her town. Like young girls are killed because no one wants to have a daughter. Like you have to provide so much because for some reason when a man comes to marry you, you gotta provide the money for, like, it's just yeah. Anyway, it talks about the customs of that, but it doesn't do it in like a really negative way. It just kind of does it like matter-of-factly, which I thought was pretty nice. It seemed pretty unbiased. It goes into basically this girl, after they kind of lose everything, she goes to train with the Royal Guard and be part of like the Queen's like guardianship thing? What is the word I'm looking for? How the politics work, what was happening with Queen Victoria, and the different interactions that they had, and the things that she does in the palace, and how there are like these rebel groups that are rising up trying to take over the king, and there's all kinds of other like very personal aspects, and it was like a drama almost, but it was so thrilling, and I loved it, and it was very empowering. And it was just so fantastic. It's one of my favorite books of all time. Number 4 is pick a friend or booktuber that motivates you to pick up books you might not normally be interested in. What is one book out of your norm that they convince you to give a try? So speaking of books that I don't normally pick up, I tend to pick up a lot of things that Chelsea Darling Reads recommends, even though we don't have similar reading tastes at all. She's gotten me to read more adult, like contemporary romance than any other booktuber. The Hating Game, she got me to read Sleeping Giants, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Those are all books that I read just because Chelsea had hyped them up and I just had to try them. There were other ones that I had tried of hers before and I didn't like so much. That's on me because, you know, I go watching her videos knowing that I don't have the same taste as her, but still enjoying all of her content anyway. Plus she's amazing and I love her and she's so nice. Also, my reading is Odd, who honestly I think is one of like the coolest people ever, and I'm slightly intimidated and I just want to be like her friend, and I think that she is so cool. So naturally she loves Stephen King and I was like, I really need to try a Stephen King book so Natasha can think that I'm cool. So I recently picked up Full Dark No Stars. This isn't like a recommendation that was by her, it was just like one that didn't seem as intimidating as all the other Stephen King books. So now I'm like, I've at least read one Stephen King, so maybe Natasha will think I'm her friend. But Natasha is lovely. I think that she is hilarious. I love all her Twitter and Instagram posts, so make sure you go and check her out as well. A lot of really great different recommendations over there. One that I'm going to kind of give an honorable mention is The Spine Breakers. This is run by Meg and Sue, and they used to be the restricted section. They read things that are so different outside like the norm of BookTube, and I love watching their videos because I feel like they read such different things, and they read classic and they read sci-fi and they read adult books I've never even heard of. So that is definitely one to go check out if you're looking for something totally new and refreshing on BookTube. So number 5 is a book out of your comfort zone that you would like to read. For this I'm going with Where the Crawdads Sing. And this isn't totally out of my comfort zone because it has a murder mystery, which tends to be like the adult thrillers that I like to read. However, the title did not entice me. Cover wasn't all that exciting. Time period was just like the late 60s. It doesn't seem like something I'd be interested in. And the setting, which is a marsh, doesn't spark any interest either. So a lot of things go in there that seem like they aren't really things that I would really enjoy. However, this is about a woman that lives in a marsh. She is called Marsh Girl. Super original nickname. A murder happens and people suspect her. However, the police do not name her, so things are a little weird going on here. She's just very lonely, and all of a sudden 2 men show up and they kind of seduce her, which makes me very nervous about what that means. So we will see. I've heard really excellent things about it, so that is why like it has moved kind of further on my radar. Like at first it wasn't on there at all, then it was kind of a little tiny blip, and now it's kind of working its way up there. Like it's something that I need to read. It's getting so much praise. It's very hyped up, so we'll see. Then number 6 is a book or genre so out of what you normally read that you'll probably never give it a chance. I like to think that I would give a lot of things a try at least once. I don't have like a specific genre that I feel like I would hate enough. However, anything that I feel like has adult, it would be adult and it would be time travel, would probably be an instant no for me. I would just be like, nah, no thank you. So anything adult time travel would just be like a hard pass on my part because I know I'm not gonna like it. As for a specific book, I don't know. So that was the out of your comfort zone book tag. I hope that you guys have liked this video. Don't forget to subscribe to see future Tag Tuesday videos from me. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.